Hey, I have a complete tractor. Bucket all the way to the box blade. Only missing a couple really insignificant attachment, or not insignificant, only attachments that I don't need for the summer. I'm only missing a snow box, snow pusher. And then I'm missing a couple of small things that are not, they don't go on the tractor or anything, technical manual, a couple other things. But anyway, haven't posted a video in a while, mostly because the tractor hasn't been here and my computer decided to up and die. My computer of 6 years, loved it, and it just decided to come in. I came in one night and the hard drive had just quit. So most everything was backed up, so didn't lose much. Maybe a couple of videos that I was working on. I think 2 videos that I was working on. So I can't remember what I had in them. But it was a couple 4066 videos. I don't have that footage anymore on my camera, so I can't really remember what it was, because that was like 3 weeks ago. The tractor has been, the 4066 has been at the dealer. We've been mostly waiting on the bucket. That's been the big holdup, and also I needed a couple small things. So I figured I would do this video, kind of some of the things that I hate to use the word disappointed, but some of the issues that I've had. I'm not saying these are bad or anything else, just something that I identified that we needed to correct. You know, dealer was great to work with, and no problems whatsoever. They fixed it. So this is by no means complaining on my part, just a couple issues that I had with the machine. And then I'll also talk about a couple things that I would like to do. So first off, along with the skid steer attachment, and this isn't really this is just showing you what I got. Along with the skid steer attachment, I actually went, so the skid steer plates, I actually went with the 73-inch, basically construction grade bucket. This goes with all of the rocks that are in our driveway, so it's a Worksite Pro L72 bucket, basically skid steer bucket, and it also has a replaceable edge. Along with the replaceable edge, I also got a tooth bar to add to it. The tooth bar's not on it right now because I don't need it. I want to try it without the edge first. This is by no means what I would say everybody needs, because this was a rather expensive upgrade per se over the regular bucket that Deere has for these tractors. There's nothing wrong with the regular bucket. I just opted for this bucket mostly because of the replaceable bucket, the replaceable edge, and the work I'm going to be doing with it. And you'll see those in coming videos with some of the driveway work I'm doing. It's actually very, very hard on this equipment. This tractor has almost 20 hours on it now, and I've already started to see a little bit of wear in the box blade. Not that's a bad thing. It's something I expected. It's not a complaint, but that's the bucket up front. So a couple things that I had to go back to the dealer for. First and foremost, there was a coolant leak. And we're not quite sure what it's from, if it's from the factory or whatever. I open the hood there. And the coolant leak was actually leaking out of the top of the overflow. There was a crack in, I guess, the top of the overflow or something. So we're not really sure exactly what happened there, but that was just, it actually took like almost a week for the part to come in. So that's why they had it a little while. And then on top of that, they had the waiting on the bucket. So that was one issue I had, like I said, very minor. The next, I was kind of disappointed. So one of the things I found out when I took the loader off with the third remote on the first time was the fact that the ends that are shipped, I guess shipped, I never saw the kit. I never saw the kit in a box. It was a dealer installed accessory. So the kit for the third SCV evidently comes with ends that aren't quite, the snap rings for the ends are not quite fitted correctly for that plate. So what happens is, when I went to go take these off, it actually kind of wobbled in there and the snap ring came out, because the way the snap rings were set up on the original couplers, these couplers would just kind of pull out. So that was really disappointing. Obviously the dealer fixed it, not a big deal. They basically just took the same couplers that are down here and installed here. One thing I am kind of disappointed in, and this was something that was pointed out in various places online and forums, is how tight is everything in here with the loader on. Very difficult to get to the oil dipstick right there. You can't really see it unless you kind of bend down and twist your neck and everything. That's kind of disappointing, and also at the same time, all of the hydraulic lines are kind of crammed in there. So I mentioned in one of my videos, like, oh, I'll just get a unitach block, or whatever you want to call it. The only problem with that is they're only for open operator station machines. So the kit itself is $701, I think, but it mounts like right in here, so it would hit the glass of the cab. So I think what I'm going to do here, probably over the winter, is I'm actually going to buy the kit and see if I can't retrofit it. I'll probably have to modify, use different lines, stuff like that. But I actually may step up to some type of 3-loader function valve. I don't know. I'll have to do quite a bit of research on that to see what parts I can get. You can't really buy just the uniblocks by themselves because they're very, very expensive. Like the uniblocks by themselves, I want to say for this tractor, the top and bottom block are like $1,800. They're like $900 a piece, or the kits for $701. So you can do the math there. So it's easier to buy a kit. So what I'm going to try to do is buy the kit, modify it a little bit, and see where we end up. Yeah, I don't necessarily like modifying new machines, but you know, I think it's something that would make my life a little easier, because I do love using this tractor with just the box blade and the loader off if I don't need any type of bucket work. Loader is actually super easy to take off and on. I'll do a video of that. No complaints there. It's just everything's a little tight in there, makes it a little bit of a pain. So that was really one of my kind of, I already knew it was an issue. I didn't know quite how bad it was, and it's not really an issue. It's just something that I'm going to nitpick on. You know, designers probably did the best they could, and that is what it is. Like I said, I'm not saying somebody did something wrong or anything. I'm still happy with my purchase. And then the next thing, and I think this was probably a dealer issue, but you can see all the hydraulic lines for the 4th and 5th and the 3rd SCV in there and everything else. Kind of gets a little crowded in there. And there was one line that was leaking, causing the rippers. It was the 4th SCV was leaking, causing the rippers to drift down and leak out overnight and leave a puddle in the shop floor. So that was easily fixed. So not a problem there, really. It was just a install deal, but that's another reason it was back at the shop, as I identified, sorry, I just bumped the camera, identified that problem. But, so, I didn't make it all the way through everything I wanted to talk about. I'll have to do that later. I just spent 8 minutes and 10 seconds talking, and since I don't have any video editing software yet, I can't edit videos. So I will go ahead and wrap this one up. Those are really the big points that I had. And I will have more videos of the 4066 in the near future, hopefully. Working on part of the driveway, using the downforce on the rippers. I really like that feature. So anyway, thanks for watching.